Welcome to be in the garden. Welcome to be in nature with me. My name is Tossie. Thank you so much for joining me. I trust you are well. I certainly am. In today's video, I'm mostly going to be filling out some more of my metal raised beds. I'm going to plant a few seedlings that I've grown from seed. I'm going to plant those out today. I will also no doubt be just doing some tidying up around the garden and just sort of keeping an eye on different things happening. I've been harvesting strawberries, I've been harvesting blueberries. Blueberries have been prolific this year. I'm so happy. What else do we have? I'll probably have to make a list of the different things that we've already harvested this year. I've strung up my tomatoes. I'm looking forward to harvesting that very first one. The bees are doing amazing, by the way. Oh my gosh. When I take you to have a look in the beehives, you'll have to keep tuned. I'm not sure if it'll be in today's video, but I might do so in a later video. The tadpoles, because I'm just by the pond, spitting everywhere. I'm just by the pond, by the way, and so I'll have to give you a bit of an update on the tadpoles as well. But really, more than anything, I hope you're keeping well. Thank you for all your support in all the many different ways that you give me support. From those of you who subscribe, when you're leaving comments, when you give it a thumbs up, and when you share this video. Please do help share this video. There are so many people who need to find this channel, so you help me help them find this channel. In the meanwhile, let me just stop talking, because I can ramble. Ramble. I can ramble. Speaking of rambling, my tayberries are doing beautifully well. We've got black currants coming through as well. Anyway, like I said, I can ramble, so let me just stop rambling there and get on with some work. I will see you around the garden. So this is our former greenhouse, and this is an area that has now been transformed. As you can see, this particular footage was taken a while back. I'm standing in an area where we now have the raised metal beds, but this is just to show you what it looked like before. We did have beds here. They were the wooden pallet beds, but over time they decayed and we removed them as part of a big project. With the metal framing of what was the greenhouse now removed, what you can see are the wooden boxes. They have now also been removed, but it's just to show you what we used to have in this area. Pots and wooden containers where we grew all manner of vegetables and herbs. Further along in the project, you can see the place has all been cleared and removed entirely now. To the left are the metal raised beds that we are currently using. And straight ahead, you can see the base of what was the greenhouse, which will be restored in the future, one of our projects for the future. But this area now is looking way better because we have now installed the metal raised beds in this space. But it's really just to bring you along so you can see the different stages that it has taken to get to where we currently are. But as you can see here, all cleared out, ready for the metal containers. And here they are, the metal raised beds, ready for planting. Well, almost. I've just got to fill them with compost first. There is some cardboard at the base of this, so we know it's all going to compost down. So there's some dried leaves and some compost. Sorry, there are some dried leaves and some cardboard. I'm just adding to it. Oh dear. The sun has surely gotten to me. There is some dried leaves and there are some cardboard boxes that I've torn up and put in the bottom of here. But they will soon break down and become part of the compost. They are adding carbon to this. I've got some compost from the dumpy bags that I was temporarily storing this in when I was removing this soil earlier in the year. this area is going through a bit of a transformation. So I still have some sandbags at the back, debris, all kinds of bits and pieces as I go through this process. But I'm just topping up this raised bed. As I've said before, much of the compost that we use in our garden is homemade, and it's just simple. It's just simply collecting kitchen waste. We don't use animal products in our kitchen waste or in our compost, so it's just collecting, spent flowers and vegetables and fruits. We do not discriminate when it comes to fruits and vegetables. We throw them all in. Some people say avoid putting lemons or citrus. We put them all in. Some people say avoid putting onions in there. I'm not sure why, and I'm sure there might be some logic, but we compost just about all our fruits and vegetables, and certainly some of the cuttings around the garden as well. And as you can see, and if you look back at some of the previous videos, we have managed to make the majority of our compost, and in so doing, number one, you can ensure what's going in the compost, and so we can prevent things like chemicals and herbicides and pesticides from being in there. But also, number two, it really is a great resource, and it can save you a lot of money in the long term. So as always, if you can, I do encourage any gardener, certainly that would be a tip for any new gardener or somebody who is fortunate enough to have an allotment, is to make your own compost where possible. I'm adding incredibly fresh compost. In fact, some of it hasn't quite broken down entirely, but this is compost that we have made over the year. And as I described in one of my previous videos, we've used one of these compost
bins or refuge bins, and we removed the base of it and then tied into it some mesh to prevent unwanted animals from being able to access the compost. And then we just leave it over a period of time. The worms absolutely find their way into the compost, break everything down. The advantage of using this bin is after we purchased it, we thought that it would be a good idea because we can wheel it around the garden just as I have done here. So I can wheel the compost to where it is needed. Here I'm simply adding some leftover leaf mulch. And leaf mulch is simply leaves that have been gathered over the winter, stored in bags and left to break down. I'm just adding some leaf mulch to the compost.
Here are some squash I planted out quite a while ago. I've been meaning to plant them out in a long time, if the truth be told. I have been meaning to plant them out and I just never got round to doing it, but I have nothing to lose. These are just some seeds that I had from pumpkins and squash. I've planted them out, sowed them, they have germinated and there's nothing to lose. I'm going to put them into one of the planters that I have finally filled out with some homemade compost. Here it is, and I'm simply just going to plant some of this squash out in this particular planter and hope for the best. You know, any that grow, well, that's going to be great for us. And if it doesn't grow, never mind. I'll cut the foliage back in the winter and add to the soil. So no loss there. What's that saying? If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. So I've got nothing to lose. These were from a squash. They have germinated. They were sat on my windowsill and I'm going to plant them out, and if they Give us some fruit, wonderful. If not, it's been fun. Anyway, the joy of getting to this point has been great. I'm going to plant a whole batch here, and then I'm going to thin them out. I have so many. I have so many choices in terms of how to plant them out. And this is what I'm choosing to do. So as many as possible out, so that whichever is the strongest one that takes, I will leave it in, and whichever one perhaps is weaker, I will thin it out a bit later. I'm going to water these in shortly. Okay, so I hope, of course I hope we get something out of these. I'll be over the moon if we do. But there we go. I thank you as always for joining me in this journey. This is a journey of hope. It's a journey of faith. It's a journey. It's a journey of hope. It's a journey of faith. It's a journey of patience. It's a journey of gratitude. It's a journey of abundance. It's a journey of joy. It's a journey of self-love. It's a journey that we can all take, whether we are watching, whether we are in our gardens planting, whether we are walking in the woods or in a local park, whether we're helping a friend in their garden, perhaps they need some help, whether we're harvesting, sowing seeds, whether we're getting our hands dirty in the soil. We're all on this journey. Thank you so much for watching as always. I trust you're well. I certainly am. I'll see you in my next video. Keep well.